What's up, people? I'm checking in from Patrick Bet-David's Vault Conference here at the Gaylord Hotel in Orlando, and pretty impressive event. There's just about 10,000 entrepreneurs, founders, team members, a lot of forward-thinking people, a lot of people that are probably looking at me weird because I'm the only guy that's actually here and reporting it live to you. At any rate, AI has been a major focus in a lot of the conversations that I've had in networking. By the way, guys, if you're going to a conference like this, you definitely want to have a digital business card connected to your CRM with email drip campaigns on the back end. It makes my life a whole lot easier. If you stick around with me for a moment, I'm just going to give you a couple quick pieces of feedback from things I've heard from some pretty impressive people. I'm also going to give you a look at what the main exhibition looks like, because it is quite impressive. So as far as key points here, I think the main takeaway that I've gotten in speaking to other business owners and founders is that the world is changing very quickly. Industries are changing. The most common bottleneck that I've heard from people is people. People, I mean, if you've run a business, if you've worked with people before, they are incredibly challenging, complicated. Everyone is different. They have different needs, likes, problems, and getting the right people to work with you, I think, has been a very common issue. This is, again, a place where I think artificial intelligence is going to play a major role, and why you're seeing companies like Salesforce firing 45% of their staff. I actually recorded a video about Salesforce laying off 45% of their customer service staff just a few days ago. I'll post a link to that up here. But again, Salesforce is not the only company that's firing people for AI. And why are companies firing people for AI? Well, it's because artificial intelligence is going to be more predictable in general. People are not predictable. They get sick, they don't show up, they have inter-office politics. And again, this has been one of the common issues that we're seeing, at least that I'm seeing when I communicate with people. Another common issue I think that people are running into is that it's not exactly clear where AI is going, where the best place to leverage AI in your organization is. And again, we covered that a few days ago when we saw the percentage of companies that were firing people and actually regretting firing people for artificial intelligence, because the AI doesn't necessarily show up and do exactly what it's supposed to do. So what are the right SOPs? What's actually working? Who's leveraging AI to actually increase customer retention, improve sales? Where is it working? Again, where is it not working? We want to leverage AI to develop better experiences for our customers, teams, etc. And if you're not actually it's not actually doing that, then what are we doing it for? So anyway, I think it's interesting to see what's working within different organizations, and we're in an interesting time where when one company figures it out, all the other companies are going to copy it and then leverage that knowledge to grow their organization. And so where you see a lot of companies having regret over firing staff for AI, once one company fills out, let's say Mark Benioff at Salesforce figures out how to do it with his customer service staff, all the other big companies are going to copy those SOPs and develop new standards of AI integration. So that's a big thing. The other big, I think, common denominator that I've seen in talking to people is the idea of reinventing themselves and adapting in this new world. Because in a world where everything is changing, nothing is predictable, we're going to need to continuously reinvent ourselves. My business has changed a lot over the last few years, and it's going to continue to change. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going to be in 2 years, but I find that exciting and invigorating, to be honest. And again, in a world where nothing is known, we just have to constantly be curious, constantly being adapting, and that's something I've been preaching on the channel recently. I just think it's really important. The final thing that I will say is I had a really interesting conversation with a guy yesterday who was just extremely bullish on robotics. He had just gotten back from a conference in China, and he just said that the robotics that they're building over in China are crazy. I'll probably record an entire video on Chinese robotics here in the near future, but he's like, in the US, we gotta be bringing over Chinese robots. We have to be copying their tech or using their tech. He just felt that America was very far behind when it comes to robotics. Obviously, Tesla, Optimus, Tesla robots are gonna be a big deal, as well as Figure, making some really cool humanoid robots. I mean, I was in Warsaw last year. They were using robots to mow lawns. They were not humanoid, but they were still working. I was in Washington, D.C. for a Meta conference a couple years ago. This was 2 years ago, and they were using robots to vacuum their halls. I mean, just imagine, like in the past, who's vacuuming all these huge conference halls? It was human beings. Well, now you're going to have these robots essentially vacuuming all these halls, and maybe you have a human coming in and kind of cleaning up. So, we talked about this in a video a few weeks ago. Amazon now has over 1 million robots in their warehouses. There's almost 1-to-1. There are almost more robots in Amazon warehouses than humans, and that's a pretty big inflection point. So anyway, robots I think are just a big game changer in this new world. So thanks for sticking with me, and I am now going to show you the main conference hall here, Valuetainment. Thank you for letting us in. Thank you. And here's the main conference hall. It is very large, very impressive, really impressive. And I'm really excited to hear what Patrick says about AI and how he's using AI in his organizations. Patrick has built his business off of people and inspiring people in sales. And I'm just very interested to see how he sees AI playing a part in sales development roles, in SDR, in chatbots. How is AI going to impact that? How does he see AI in media? We're going to have Martha Stewart on here after the break. Martha Stewart. What does she expect? Does she expect like the robot from the Jetsons, kind of helping out and serving food? I'm very excited to hear what Patrick has to say about artificial intelligence, maybe doing some case studies. I was at Vault Conference last year, he talked a little bit about it. But listen, as I learn, as I know, as I get together and as I hear about interesting businesses using AI, I'll be bringing that to you guys. In the meantime, I wanted to check in and let you guys know that I'm committed to bringing new videos to YouTube Monday through Saturday, every day, except Sunday, because on Sunday we rest, boys. And if you enjoy this, if you want to hear more of my recap, you can definitely subscribe and tune in to my AI newsletter, AIupdate.ai. And I'll just walk away with this one thing. Reinvention, boys. Nobody can predict exactly where things are going, but we can predict that things are going to change. So be curious, be adaptable, keep reinventing yourselves, and I'll catch you next video, right? Peace.